Hey, Capricorn. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you your end of the year reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Capricorn, happy birthday to those of you sun sign Cappies out there. So let's take a look at where you are currently at. Where have you been and where are you going? So we're starting off here with card 26. This has to do with a great big love. A great big love here. This can be a romantic love, love for family, friendships, community, and tribe. This can be a love for what you do. And this is your energy currently. Your heart is expanding. You may be spending time with your pets and with your family, which we often do around the holidays. But even for those of you that may be alone for the holidays, I feel like you're not lonely. You're taking care of yourself. You are indulging in your creative ideas and maybe staying busy, but I feel like it's the kind of busy that feels good. It brings joy, it brings happiness. And I just feel like the heart is expanding more so this month than maybe you've seen prior. Some of you could be traveling to be with others. Okay, you could be feeling the love all around you, the love of togetherness. I feel like you also have some creative ideas that you're working on here, Capricorn, some creative ideas that are flowing through you. So you could be channeling some really beautiful things at this time. You might want to keep a notepad or keep something next to you so you can write your ideas down, because I feel like some of these ideas you could be planting some seeds and watching them grow in 2025. So let's take a look at the current year, 2024. We have Beyond the Ordinary. This has to do with certain things you couldn't quite see that were, again, behind the scenes. You weren't meant to know how certain things were going to play out. So this is like the moon. I'm getting the moon energy here. So for a lot of you in 2024, there may have been a lot of things hidden from you, but I feel like it's strengthened your own intuition. It's strengthened your patience and really had you trusting the process. This has to do with trust. And I also feel like you are beyond ordinary here. There's something about you remembering who you are, remembering that you are a divine spark. And just like a fingerprint, you are unique in your own way. So whatever ideas are coming up within you, these can be ideas that really showcase your skills and your talents. For others of you, I feel like your third eye is really opening up at this time, but you've been working on this. This isn't an overnight process, because this card is also highlighting that third eye center. And I just feel like you have a vision. It feels like things are going to become more clear to you as you move into this heart-centered energy with the great big love. You could be empathic as well, Capricorn. You may have such a big heart and you don't want to disappoint others. I also feel there may have been or may currently be a fear of imperfection, a fear of failure, a fear of not being good enough, but you're seeing that all of those things are rooted in lies or an old tall tale or an old story that we told ourselves. Okay, for a protection mechanism, or it was something that was told to us. But I feel like you are moving beyond that. You see here that the heart has wings, and the heart here can adapt. The heart has had to adapt, but I feel like the heart is also, opening up here in a very profound way. Some of you may have even had some heart-centered energies go on for you throughout 2024 that you couldn't quite see. But I feel like now looking back, you're like, I see how everything needed to work out the way that it did, but you couldn't quite see it while you were in it. but you now see the pieces falling and fitting together. So there's the tall tale that we just talked about here. So in 2025, Capricorn, you are spinning a new story. You're telling yourself a brand new story. So whatever stories of the past that were shadowed, that were illusions or secretive or hidden from view, I feel like you are touching base with a truth within you and you're saying, wait a second, I don't need to live in that tall tale. I am the magician. I am the author. I am the creator of my life. And I feel like you're also coming into contact with your soul tribe. Birds of a feather is one of your biggest key themes in 2025. Right? You've heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together. So you could be connecting with your soulmate, because sometimes this great big love can be a soulmate. Soulmates can come in many different shapes, sizes, and forms. It can be romantic love. It can be family. It can be pets and animals. But I feel like you're finding your people. You're finding a place where you feel like you belong and where you fit in. Maybe this is a community. Perhaps this is an organization or a job. And if you felt like you were left out, right? Just like this boy is sitting on the hat feeling like he's left out and maybe even at times doesn't feel as protected. I feel like you're meeting your tribe where they do protect you. You are all in it together. And maybe that's been difficult for you to do. So let's dive into your reading here. Let's look at 2024 in a nutshell. Tell me about 2024, please, for Capricorn. How has your 2024 been, Cap? Ooh, okay. Well, there's been a lot going on here, but we're going to use all these energies. All right. So first of all, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is putting in the work. You may have had to hustle a lot this year. This is all about apprenticeship, quality craftsmanship, and mastery. Some of you could have even went back to school to learn a new skill, to learn a higher education here, or to gain a higher education. You could even be a teacher. I also feel like you've just been hustling for your financial stability. There's something you've been working hard towards. And if this isn't your finances or your career or your money, I mean, this could be your health, right? Working towards bettering your health or even bettering a relationship, because this is you not giving up, staying very determined, very focused, gaining knowledge, and being experimental along the way, right? Learning through trial and error. And I certainly see that there has been a lot of that in 2024, a lot of trial and error, but ultimately this is about you managing your time effectively. So time management, it may have felt like 2024 went by in a blink of an eye. I know at times for me it did. And when this Eight of Pentacles shows up, I feel like you are loving your work or putting yourself on a course where you're loving what you do. You're loving the Capricorn that you are becoming. And I feel like you're taking big steps towards making these things happen for you. So 8-year, 2024 was an 8-year. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Some of you may have been in an 8 personal year, or you could even be an 8 life path. But let's look at the lessons. What are some of the lessons here for you? You have the Star. This is the polar bear. The Star was healing. The Star is all about hope. And these are the lessons that 2024 brought you. This is also gifts from the great spirits. So ancestral wisdom as well. This can be parts of yourself that other people may push up against, maybe stubbornness, or perhaps your independence, or your ability to work for what you want. You're a hard worker, but perhaps other people look at you as a workaholic. I feel like you're learning about some of your own characteristics that you're hoping to work with a little bit more. Maybe some of those characteristics that have caused a rift in certain relationships or certain dynamics. And I feel like you may have gone through a lot of towers, right? Because the star comes after the tower. But I feel like 2024, there's been a massive amount of healing here for you, Capricorn. And when the star comes up, this is a brighter future ahead. That's what you've been working so hard towards. You've been working so hard towards a brighter future. But the lesson here is to not lose hope, because when you are working so hard all the time on your self-development, on your career, your finances, your relationships, it can wear you down. It can wear a person down and you're like, I just don't want to keep working. I don't want to keep putting in the work. I'm tired. And I feel like there were a lot of lessons around, trusting in your higher self, trusting in the great spirit, like it says here, and not giving up on hope. So that's a beautiful card to have as a lesson, because when we have the star, right, that shining north star, it reminds us that no matter what, we will recover. We will be okay, that there is a brighter future ahead. Let's take a look at relationships and emotions. How are you ending or winding down 2024 in the category of relationships and emotions? Okay, you got the Hanged Man here. So some of you are like, I'm not waiting around for anyone. I am going through this spiritual awakening, but I'm also going to face what needs to be faced. This is about not leaving any stones left unturned, I think is the phrase. It feels like you're making sure that you've said all that you need to say before you move into Capricorn season, right? Or before we move into the new year. I feel like when it comes to emotions and relationships, perhaps things have felt stagnant. Perhaps things have felt like you were on a little bit of a hang up, maybe a little bit of a delay, but I do see that you're releasing some pent up emotions. You could even be releasing the need to feel stuck in certain relationships. Like, why am I still hanging on to certain things that I've been putting in so much work with that Eight of Pentacles, right? So much work hoping to heal this, but maybe you're coming to some realization. And maybe that realization is, perhaps I've been waiting around all this time, and maybe the hope is for me. Maybe it's not for this relationship. Maybe the hope is leading me in a new direction. And maybe I need to trust that North Star, because I've been forcing something to go towards the south, right? The South Star. And I feel like you're not going to hang around anymore. But I also feel like you've given your emotions room to breathe, room to kind of acclimate, and room to heal. And something here you've hung on to for quite some time, but you have prophetic powers. The bat reminds you of that. Your emotions are powerful. I mean, the Hanged Man in itself is Pisces energy, which is very emotional. So you could be feeling emotional at this time, but I do feel like you're receiving a lot of information from the universe, where if you weren't quite sure how to get out of, maybe a loop that kept replaying, I feel like you are changing perspectives. So when it comes to relationships and emotions, I just feel like you're shifting, you're surrendering to something, and you're saying, okay, if this is how it's been for a long time, I'm ready to start fresh. I'm ready for a new beginning here. When it comes to career, work, and finances, we have the Five of Pentacles. So it's been difficult. It's been difficult in that area here. Winding down 2025, I feel like you have gone through a lot of loss. Okay, some of you may have even had to file bankruptcy, or you had to see something crumble, but I feel like the comeback is stronger than the setback. So perhaps you've already started building your way back up after some sort of fall, right? Maybe there was a loss of a home. Some of you had to take care of a family member. You may have had to go through maybe even a little bit of a lonely patch. divorce or a loss of a loved one. But I do see you coming back from this because the Five of Pentacles is showing up here in the reverse position, and I feel like you've been humbled. But because you're a hard worker, you're coming back here, and I feel like you're hitting the ground running. So going into 2025, you are meeting your people. When it comes to finances and work, if you feel like that's been a struggle, finding good help or having people recognize you for your skills and your talents, I just feel like the birds of a feather here is flocking together because they're fighting for a common cause. They're fighting for something together. And if you've been feeling isolated, lonely, left out in the cold, that's going to change here, because that's part of your 2025 is not hanging around waiting for other people to make the move, right? I feel like you are becoming that vibrational match. You're becoming that vibrational match, but it was difficult for you to do while you were going through maybe some challenges. But a lot of you are getting yourself back in good footing. I feel like you're going to make it to that 9 of Pentacles in no time, because remember, you're starting off here with the 8. So this tells me that even though there's been loss, you're actually doing better than you think with that 8 of Pentacles coming in. Yes, you've had to work yourself like a dog for some of you, but I feel like 2025, you may have the opportunity to slow down a bit. You may have the opportunity to work smarter, not harder. And I also see here with this pangolin here, you may have multiple sources of income, because there's something about hanging on to the old, hanging on to something of the past. But I feel like the bat is saying let go, because there could be a relationship or there could be something that you need to surrender in order to have more abundance and more wealth in your life. And that could be all areas. But I am getting a relationship for you could be holding you back financially, or it could even be financially you've been stuck because maybe there's a partner that you have that overspends, or maybe they've gone through some sort of loss financially, and it just feels like there is a coming together or a mending or, you know, a comeback after a loss. All right, let's look at your health and well-being. How are you winding down 2024 with your health and well-being? All right, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is showing up in reverse. So this can be heartfelt energy, which we see the great big love showing up here. Spirit is reminding you to not take life so seriously. So when it comes to health, some of you have had high anxiety, high stress levels that may have even put a strain or a stress on the heart. So when it comes to the end of the year, Spirit wants you to liven up. Go to a comedy show, laugh with the people that you love, play around, be curious, embrace the energy of joy and even romance. Don't let the past memories trick you into thinking that you don't deserve happiness or abundance. Don't let that old tall tale, which you have showing up in your energy, and I feel like this is your devil, so to speak. The devil is the old stories that we tell ourselves, right? It can be something that lures us back in. And I feel like Spirit is saying, don't let that happen this holiday season, or don't let that happen. Release that energy before we step into Capricorn season, and have fun with this Knight of Cups. So health-wise and well-being, some of you, you want to heal. Maybe you've really been working on healing the inner child, maybe even reparenting yourself. That's a big step when it comes to inner child healing, is reparenting the self, letting your little inner Capricorn, your little inner girl, your little inner boy know that you are worthy, knowing that you are safe to express yourself, safe to speak up and talk and be who you are meant to be. And I feel like that's been a challenge because you may have been shushed. There may have been someone somewhere along the line on your soul's journey that has shushed you. And I feel like that's something you've been working on, is saying, I will not be shushed, right? I will not dim my light in order to fit in any longer. Now, the dolphin is just a fun, playful energy because the eyes are really highlighted here. Some of you, this may have to do with the eyes. I'm getting the mouth and the teeth as well. So the face, the lip region or the throat chakra. I feel like maybe some of you are looking into the face, or maybe there's an eye surgery or something with the teeth, maybe some sort of dental surgery coming in for you, or to get looked at, maybe a good teeth cleaning. I'm also getting health. It could be really good for you to stay hydrated and maybe even take a nice hot Epsom salt bath, or to drink water, be near the water. Some of you could be traveling to the water here as far as health and well-being go. Any last things for health? Don't be tricked. Don't let other people trick you or manipulate you, because that will be detrimental to your health, and it could cause you to continue telling that tall tale over and over. Whatever the tall tale is, that's not a good one, right? That's why it's called the tall tale. Because I am getting here denial, or someone possibly has lied to you, and that may be causing some sort of dis-ease in the body, also known as disease, okay? So let's take a look at your spiritual energy and inner fulfillment. Well, let me back up. How do we release that? Well, forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is for us, not the other person. But also, how do we work on that? Is start to reprogram that neuroplasticity in the brain by telling ourselves a new story. Instead of saying that everybody is going to lie to me, everybody is going to let me down, I'll never find adequate help, I'll never be healthy, right? Start to tell yourself the story that you want to see playing out in your life, because you have the power, you have the ability. Look what's expanding here. And the heart is expanding to bring in more love, to bring in higher frequency energies, including soul tribe. So get ready, get prepared. This is exciting. Let's look at your spiritual energy and inner fulfillment. Spiritual energy. Oh, the sun. Beautiful. You're ready to shine your light. You are ready for triumph. You're ready for all of that hard work of yours. What does it say here? It says, hard work creates good luck. And how are you starting off? The Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is the card of work. So you're ready to be rewarded for your hard work here, Capricorn, and that you will be. This is bliss. This is triumphance. It is all about good health, but it's also about vitality and confidence and playfulness and warmth. It's basically a feeling of being carefree and liberated. It reminds me also of that dolphin. So it's like the dolphin and the duckling playing together here, and it's reminding you not to take life so seriously, because the sun card is Leo's energy of happiness. It is the happiest energy here in the deck. So I feel like your spiritual energy, that deep part of you within that is unscathed or untethered by all of the conditioning, all of the tall tales, all of the lies, all of the denial. True inner fulfillment coming within. It's within you here. And I do feel like there is bliss here sooner than you think. It's on the horizon. If you haven't already had a taste of this, it's coming in soon for you. So I'm loving that this is showing up in your spiritual energy, because you are a survivor. You've survived a lot in your life, and I feel like you deserve the goodness that's coming your way. Absolutely. Let's take a look at what's the best energy for you to focus on now? What is the best energy for you to focus on right here, right now, as we wind down 2024? What's the best thing for you to focus on? Okay, what do we have here? The Emperor. Okay, bald eagle. The best thing for you to focus on is your ambition, your fearlessness, and being that strong, powerful leader that you are. Okay, this can be clear focus. Eagles are all about liberation, right? So focus on freeing yourself from restrictions. Focus on feeling like you have what it takes to do anything here, to rise above. And I feel like there is ambition here as we head towards Capricorn season. Your ambition is really building, and I feel like your confidence is building and building, and you're moving into something with fearlessness and fierce freedom is what I'm getting here for you. Fierce freedom. So definitely something is being liberated. And as you step into your power, this is going to bring you that triumph. This is going to bring you that sun energy. Oh, this is gorgeous. Yeah, this is beautiful. You're definitely focusing here on structure and stability, and your discipline is basically working. Your discipline has paid off, and I feel like you have some sort of authority over a situation, but it's not in a degrading or demeaning way. It's in a respect way where people are going to look at you and say, I respect that person. I respect Capricorn. They've come out of it. They've gone through a lot, but they are a darn good leader. They're a darn good partner or colleague or friend. And I feel like this is worthy of respect. And that's what I see you doing, is respecting yourself and knowing that you have worked hard to get to this point in your life. All right, let's take a look at your aspirations and goals over the next 12 months. Aspirations and goals. Look at that. You have the white buffalo. Hello, start of a new life. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is prosperity. It's divine gifts. Yes, some of you've had to lose some in order to win some. I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. There's been opportunities that you've lost, opportunities that didn't turn out the way that you had hoped, but this is the start of a new life. And when the Ace of Pentacles comes in, this is a positive reward. It could be an inheritance. It could be a gift. It could be a new job. It could be moving. It could even be your physical health. So what beautiful energy to have over the next 12 months. And if I haven't said it yet, stay tuned. Next week's readings, I'll be putting out a yearly 2025 spread with a monthly forecast of each month in 2025. So we'll get a little bit of a deeper insight in next week's reading. But I love your energy going into the next 12 months because you're ready. And I feel like some of you you're already ahead of the game. You're not waiting for the new year. You're already in this big boss emperor energy. So you may have already started something. You may have already stepped into this new life. You may already be a boss here, but there's changes coming in. And I definitely feel like your divine gifts are growing within you as well. Wonderful. Let's look at the motivation behind you reaching your goals. What's the motivation here? Oh, the Lovers. Well, of course, you're starting off with a great big love. So what's the biggest motivating factor is the heart. And this has been coming up a lot where I've been saying that let the heart make the choice, but use the brain to help you figure out how to move forward, right? The heart makes the choice. The brain shows us how. And the Lovers card here is love in all forms. This is commitment and this is choices. That is the motivation that is backing you up in 2025. You have a beautiful heart, but I also see for some of you, there is a divine union here. There's a divine union that you are either coming into contact with, you may already have, or it could be something that you are moving in a new direction because maybe that was holding you back from joy, from bliss, from happiness. But ultimately here, this is love in all forms. A love for what you do, how you create a living, a love for yourself that goes above and beyond anything that you've ever felt for yourself in this lifetime. And I just feel like there's extreme self-care and you're seeing bits and proof of love existing all around you and most importantly within you. So to have this as your biggest motivating drive, I love this. I can't think of a better card or a better energy to get when it comes to this being your drive. Because when you manifest from a place of love, it's long lasting. When you manifest from that heart center, it's more stable. It feels more spiritually aligned. It feels sometimes effortless. Okay, but when we manifest from a place of fear, because remember, we're constantly manifesting by the choices we make, our responses and reactions to the things that are happening around us, we're constantly in that state of manifesting. But when we manifest from a place of fear, jealousy, envy, all of those vibrations that we feel sometimes, but when we manifest from fear, it can be short-lived. It can be unattainable. Perhaps we don't fully get that reward that we had hoped we would. It may show up, but not in the way that we had wanted. And I feel like the love backing you up is really pushing you to start this new life, whatever this new life is for you. All right. What is a challenge? What could be a challenge coming in for you either at this time or throughout 2025? The Two of Cups. Okay, so again, we're getting relationship dynamics, push and pull, partnerships of some sort. So this can be sacred unions. When it's showing up as a challenge, I'm going to read it though as if it's in the reverse. So this can be opening the heart. But I see that you're doing it because that's the motivation. That is the factor. Spirit wants you to open up and is helping you open up to love in all forms. But perhaps the heart has been hurt. Perhaps the heart has been broken or disappointed. And that can be the biggest challenge. Perhaps there's been codependency. Perhaps there's been rejection or unrequited love. And I feel like Spirit is saying, don't let that hold you back anymore from the start of a beautiful, happy, warm new life. You have the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. This is beautiful. So even though some things didn't work out, I just said this the other day in a reading. If someone does not want you, right, whether that be a lover or whether that be a job, then that's not meant for you. Try not to force it or hang in that energy for so long because that's the tall tale, right? It's, of course, we can grieve. We can feel our feels. We can be sad. We can be angry. We can be hurt. Feel those feelings. Don't suppress them. But try not to let that become your default. And that's what I see you've been working on for quite some time. You're a naturally abundant person. You're a naturally happy person. Cappy, people love to be around you. I feel like you're always glowing. You're always, humorous in some way. Some of you have a really peculiar laugh, and I'm loving this because I'm getting something about a funny laugh. But I feel like you do light up a room. You shine with enthusiasm. You're a good, strong, hard worker, but I feel like sometimes you forget and neglect your own needs. And maybe this Two of Cups, if this doesn't involve anyone else, this could be you balancing out your masculine and your feminine, bringing that energy together, because that's what's ultimately going to create this big, great love. That is you becoming that vibrational match for what it is that you are wanting to have a fresh, brand new start in. All right. Last but not least, where are you headed in 2025? Where are you headed, Capricorn? And again, next week we'll be taking a real big deep dive month by month, but you're moving into the Six of Pentacles. And I love when this card shows up because it's the goat. And I always tease and say, you are becoming the greatest of all time, right? You've heard that expression, some of you, the goat. The Six of Pentacles is just rewards, right? It is generosity in its boundaries. The Six of Pentacles, did I say swords? I meant pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is the card here of unexpected resources. So there could be a gift from the universe coming in that helps you big time. This could also be the sale of some sort of property, some sort of land. This could be a big bonus. This could be a business taking off. This could be connecting and partnering up with the right business or the right relationships where there's reciprocity, there's respect, and there is equal give and take. I'm also seeing some sort of volunteer or charitable contribution here. Good karma coming back. Okay, coming back around. There's something coming back around for you in 2025. So whatever it is that you have been dishing out to others, with maybe without expecting anything in return, or just because you're a good human being, you're kind. Maybe it's that smile. Maybe it is helping someone that was less fortunate in some way. Maybe it was giving someone, a plate of food or a place to stay or whatever it may be. I feel like whatever it is that you've done for others, you're seeing it coming back to you in 2025. So this is beautiful. And you really are stepping into a really powerful position. And I see you also strength toning. Okay. Some of you could be toning your body, getting more muscle. Okay. There's something with muscle strengthening. So if you've struggled with your muscles or like atrophy, or if you are working on losing a little bit of weight, I just feel like that's something coming up here as well. And I feel like you're aging gracefully. You're aging gracefully, and some of you could even be spending time hiking, spending time in the mountains. Yeah, and I feel like you've earned your badge, whatever that may mean. You've earned a badge in some way. So perhaps some of you, there's an actual victory badge or an achievement or something of that nature. Maybe it's a pin. Okay. Maybe it's a, alcohol anonymous like coin, or, it feels like this is something physical that you've earned. It could be a plaque. It could be, a certification. I feel like there's something you are earning here because you've worked hard for this. So yep, you're stepping into becoming the greatest of all time here, Capricorn. Live it up here. Enjoy it. Don't forget to celebrate the wins, because who can be on the side of the darn mountain and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even watch that. The goat, right? Have you guys ever seen a goat on the side of a mountain and you're like, how the heck did 50 goats just get up on the side of that mountain? If you would have taken one step, right? But it's almost like you were born for it. You were born. Maybe you're living on the edge in 2025. Yeah, some of you could be living on the edge, or you're taking the right steps. You're taking the right moves where other people may think you're crazy. They're like, how the heck is Capricorn doing that? But just like Maybelline says, right? Is it Maybelline? Baby, you're born with it, or you're born for it, or whatever it is. I feel like you have what it takes to put yourself in the right position and to achieve great success. Capricorn, that is what I have for you. I hope this resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And stay tuned for your next week's yearly reading. Lots of love, Capricorn.